Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid preview. This is the preview to Albacete against Real Madrid in the first aftermath of Xabi Alonso being removed, leaving, sacked, whatever you wanna call it. Life without Xabi. I'm really sad still. Because I absolutely loved Xabi Alonso, and I still do, but when you think about how much we anticipated, how much we're looking forward to Xabi Alonso coming in and implementing his style, implementing his tactics, and just him as a former player, a legend. And don't get me wrong, Alvaro Arbeloa is a legend as well. Like, people who follow Real Madrid for a long time and are real Real Madrid fans know how good he was. He really was. Um, he was a great squad player, of course. I don't mean in a bad way, but obviously when Carvajal was coming through as well. But the early 2010s, he was a key player for Real Madrid. Don't get me wrong, but this is not about who had a better footballing career we're talking about. As a manager, as a coach, Xabi Alonso was obviously more qualified, he was more experienced in the top level, and he was doing a pretty good job in my opinion. I would not have sacked or removed him from his position before removing some players and before looking at the board and thinking, what have you helped him? What have you done to back him? You didn't do much. Okay, don't get it twisted. The summer spending was not enough. We needed more. And you're not going to do anything in January as well because you operate in a stupid way and then you throw the manager under the bus. Come on, let's wake up. Okay? But enough said about that. I've already talked about what I need to talk about that. We all know he was wrongfully blamed and wrongfully thrown under the bus. I hope he kills it somewhere else. Wherever he goes, if that's Liverpool, if that's Bayern Munich in the future, some of his former clubs, I hope he kills it and he proves Real Madrid club wrong. The fans know, right? Most of the fans, apart from a couple of delusional ones, the Real Madrid fans know that he wasn't the problem. He was maybe part of the problem, but he wasn't the problem. And by sacking and removing him, you are making him the scapegoat. You're making him part and look like the problem. You're making him look like he was the problem. So, good luck, Xabi. Hope you kill it somewhere else because for us fans, we know you're not the problem. We know you weren't the problem that had to be removed first. If anything, some of these shit players need to go and the board need to wake up. Anyways, we're talking about life without him now. Alvaro Arbeloa, I don't really watch the Castilla team, never really done so. I don't really know what to expect from him. But I'm gonna say this. If there's one positive you want to take away from Xabi Alonso getting sacked and Arbeloa getting the job, which isn't many, if any, but if you want to make a case of positivity, or if you're just a positive person, the only thing you can say is perhaps the younger players, the academy players, get more minutes. That's the only positives. Now, I don't anticipate him to start promoting them or and playing them every game, but in games like these, in the Copa del Rey, and in games that perhaps we have injuries, that's where the academy comes in because he is obviously the coach of the Castilla team. He would have a better idea on how good or not so good the players there are. And by obviously having the idea, having that inside information, he has the ability, the power to now perhaps include them in matchday squads and perhaps even start or play them. So that's the only positive, to see more youth players coming in. But I don't see it as a positive either because in the longer term, we're not going to see these players play much because the Real Madrid route is you promote them, you play them, you sell them with options to buy back. That's what we have done with Nico Paz. I think Jacobo Ramon as well. Those guys will certainly come back in the summer. But yeah, in terms of the only positive takeaway, if any, and some would look at it as negative as well. So, like I said, I don't look at it as a positive simply because I don't think it's going to last long term. Players like Valdepeñas are probably not going to be in this team for long term, and others as well. I think Gonzalo Garcia is a first teamer at this point, so is Raul Asensio, but everyone else I just don't see coming through and being a first teamer immediately. Although Valdepeñas should be, because he's better than Fran Garcia and he's more reliable than Ferland Mendy. So I would make an argument for that. So hopefully that is the case. But like I said, I don't really know how Arbeloa sets up, how he plays, how he likes his team to play. I've seen people say that he's a gegenpressing type of coach. He's a Jurgen Klopp type of coach, which is funny because Jurgen Klopp has been linked. I'm not going to get into it too much because nothing's confirmed, nothing's official. But I would kill to have Jurgen Klopp. And people will say he's not going to work. The players have too much ego. The club won't back him. I agree. But if Jurgen Klopp comes in and it doesn't work, what's to say that any other coach or manager coming in will work? The best shot that you have right now is Jurgen Klopp. Because if it doesn't work, then we know that we are screwed as a football club. Jurgen Klopp will be the last straw, basically, because you can go for anyone else. I don't even know who's available. You can go for Tuchel after the World Cup. You can go for Pochettino after the World Cup. And if they come in, it doesn't work, guess what? You're back to square one again. If you go for Jurgen Klopp, it doesn't work, okay, it's time to officially protest these ownership, the players, everything else, because it's not the coach, for sure. So for me, it's go big or go home. Either you go for Jurgen Klopp, you give him the power, you give him the tools, you give him the freedom to do what he wants on the pitch and off the pitch as well, or you just say, screw it, we're not going to be a serious club anymore. So yeah, I don't really know what to expect from Arbeloa, how he sets up. So I'm not really going to delve into tactics too much because A, I don't know what's going on, and B, there is no point. Because no matter what the tactics are going to be, the players are probably not going to respond to it. And I'm not talking about everyone, I'm saying some of them are not going to respond to it. I think it's clear and obvious at this point in time who are the players that are probably not going to. I'm not going to name names. You can make it for yourself. But in terms of Albacete, they are literally 17th in La Liga High Promotion, the second division. They are literally 6th bottom in the second division. Okay, they are nearly in the third division, right? Basically, I know obviously, I'm not saying they are going to go to the third division. I don't even think there is a third division. Is there? Is there? I don't even know if there's relegation from the Segunda. But regardless, right? Whether there is, it looks like there is. Yeah, there is, right? Yeah, there is. Okay, there is. Anyways, they are one of the worst teams. Whether they get relegated, whether they are in the bottom three at the end of the season, doesn't matter. They are 17th in La Liga, Segunda, High Promotion, right? Real Madrid, I don't know what to say, man. Like, if you don't win this game, forget about it, is what I'm going to say. Doesn't matter if it puts out the academy team. Doesn't matter. You have to win. With all due respect, you have to be winning these kind of games. But I will say this, right? It's a bad game to start off with for Arbeloa because it's away from home. It's a game that you have to win. People expect you to win, so you have to win. And you can't even pick your best team because ideally you have to look ahead as well. So after this, Real Madrid play Levante, don't we? So that's a game this weekend that is going to have to be taken seriously. Not as if every other game isn't already, but La Liga has now more incentive and more pressure. Then next week, midweek, it's Monaco. You have to play that game with all, again, incentive and must win. And then afterwards is Villarreal. They are a top 4 side at this moment, away from home at the Ceramica. Very tough place to go to, tough game as well. Then is Benfica away. Yep. And then it's Rayo Vallecano again. Great. At home, Madrid derby, little bit of not so big one, but still. Here's the thing. I don't think the fixtures coming up I look at and think, oh my days, it's tough. Which is why Xabi Alonso, had he stayed, I think he would have had it under control. But now we are in an uncertainty situation where we don't know how good Arbeloa is. We don't know how well the players are going to respond to him. So the likelihood is, yeah, he's probably going to win every game there. But we don't know that. Right? The fixtures coming up isn't terrible, to be honest. Okay? On paper, they are winnable games. Albacete away, Levante home, Monaco home, Villarreal away is tough, Benfica away is tough, of course. Rayo Vallecano at home, Valencia away, Real Sociedad at home, Osasuna away, Getafe at home, Celta Vigo away, Elche at home. Right? Up until the 15th of March, those games, I think the next 2 months are okay. But there's uncertainty now, which is why I am obviously scared and I'm not looking forward to it. Anyways, my starting 11, I'm going to go straight in. Right? In goal, I think Lunin starts. Courtois, I think, gets rested. Ideally, you want Courtois to play, but I don't think that he will be playing. Could be wrong. Left back is where it has to be Valdepeñas. Carreras, I think he needs the rest. Obviously, he missed that great chance towards the end against Barcelona. That will go down in the history books as one of the most tragic footballing moments in Real Madrid history, probably. But that's it. He gets the rest. Mendy is injured. Fran Garcia, for the love of God, needs to go. Okay, let's make that clear. So I would not go there. So I will go for the Peñas. He's an academy player. I thought he did well the game he played when he did come in. Go on then. Now I would say David Jimenez for right back, but I don't know. Like, would he go with 2 academy players? Maybe. I put Fede Valverde in there, although I think he needs to get resting as well. So David Jimenez can go right back. The centre back options is limited. Militao still out. Dean Huijsen, I don't think he's fully ready yet. He did play El Clasico, but he didn't look sharp. Rudiger, I don't think is, again, similar to Huijsen, fully ready. Alaba did come on against Barcelona. I don't know whether he's fit enough to play a full 90, but at this moment in time, you have to start him. You have to start Asensio as the 2 centre backs. Midfield, I've kept Tchouaméni in there. Whatever reason, no reason. I don't have a proper reasoning for that. I've gone down in Ceballos because he hasn't been playing and I think he needs to play. And Arda Güler comes back in for a redemption because he didn't play the last couple of games. Bellingham did, and the performances didn't look particularly great from him in an individual standpoint. The team played better, but I didn't think Bellingham played particularly great in those games. And then the front line, Rodrigo is going to be out, I think. Mbappe is going to be back out again. He came back to rush himself just to help the team, but in fact, he wasn't fully 100%. And Endrick is out on loan, although his loan move could be reverted back, so he could be caught back if it's made before the 20th of Jan, but I don't think that's going to happen. It shouldn't happen anyways. So the front line has to be Vini Jr., Gonzalo Garcia, and Franco Mastantuono, who will get to play. So that's great. I absolutely love him. I think Mastantuono is a bright talent, one of the few sparks of this team, who played really well in the first half of the season, then got injured, didn't play, the performances dropped. I'm not saying it's all because of him, but on the right hand side, the production, the productiveness has dropped. Rodrigo has been playing well, but we all know he prefers to play on the left. and the output on the left, apart from against Barcelona, has been terrible, right? Vinny Jr., up until the Barcelona game, hasn't been great at all. But that has to be the front three. The front three is pretty much locked in. I think the back four could be locked in. The midfield may be locked in. But it's still up in the air because at this moment in time, the squad list hasn't been announced yet. They're going to announce it a couple of hours before, I'm sure of it, for whatever reason. So, this is estimate. This is not 100% guaranteed. I don't know anything yet. This is based on what I assume and expect to be, but I don't know that, right? The defense might not be the defense. Fran Garcia could start. Carreras could start. The midfield could be Bellingham starting. It could be Valverde in the midfield, whatever, right? The truth is, whoever is starting where, I expect Real Madrid to win this game. I'm going to go Valdepeñas. Not Valdepeñas. Why am I saying Valdepeñas? I'm going to say Valdepeñas to score. Yeah. Not really. Although it would be nice if he gets an assist or a goal, to be fair. But I really want to see Valdepeñas, David Jimenez, these kind of players start, because with Xabi Alonso, the one thing you have to say, if you are someone who doesn't like him, you can make this argument, is he really rarely picks academy players. Arbeloa, you are the man who literally took charge of the academy, the Castilla team. You have better information and knowledge than anyone else at this football club. So whatever decision you make against Albacete is up to you. You can make change. You can bring the academy players in. So I want to see Valdepeñas. I want to see David Jimenez. I want to see Gonzalo Garcia, Asensio. These guys. These four. Right? I'm not expecting 11 Academy Castilla team players. But 3 to 4 of them, fine. Especially for left back and right back, where we know we have injury issues, where we know we don't have good quality in backup. Now it's time to let them unleash, let them go out there and express themselves for players like Valdepeñas and David Jimenez. Score prediction, I'm going to go Albacete 1, Real Madrid 3. Again, nothing to go by, nothing to go on, it's just feeling. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the button if you did. Subscribe to the channel on already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.